So I just got back from Record Store Day 2024 for April, and as you can guess, I bought some records, 6 to be exact. So we're going to open up each one, show what's inside, maybe talk about them a bit, all of that. So stick around and let's check out some RSD records. So let's talk about Record Store Day. Got up around 4:30 a.m., so earlier than last year. But like last year, I didn't intend to get up at that time. Basically, I have incredibly awful sleep issues. I've had them for a few decades now, so whenever I'm up, I'm up. Anyways, the weather was much the same as last time, mid-40s with a slight breeze. Ended up third in line this time, which I didn't see coming. One guy showed up at 6:30 the previous night, but then he fell asleep in his car, so some girl from Montreal showed up at 4:30 in the morning and scooped his position in line, putting him in second place. I showed up around 5:45 a.m., which is typical for me, so I got the third slot. No big deal. This does remind me, though, and I'm wondering if some of you do this when you're in line for Record Store Day. I generally scrutinize the people in front of me and wonder things like, do you look like a metal guy? Because, you know, it's good to figure out who might snag one or more of your choices, useless as that might be. Anyways, turns out the two people in front of me were getting artists I'd never heard of, whether that's because of my age or the releases simply being well outside my genres. In any case, I wasn't exactly worried. As for how big the lines get at my store for RSD, it's probably good to know that Burlington, Vermont is only about 44,000 people, so yeah, it's a little silly for folks to camp out for this one. But the line was a good size at over 100 people. I've seen bigger, but I've also seen much smaller in this town. Also, the opening time for the shop seemed to have switched from 10 a.m. to 9 a.m., which meant 1 hour less to wait, so bonus. And speaking of which, I do want to thank the great folks at Pure Pop Records here in Burlington who always put on a good event, very organized and well prepared, even if it seems the employees are scrambling about to make sure things are awesome for everyone. While in line, I did get to chat a little with my old pal Dennis, as well as RSD regular David. Hello to you both, sir. Sirs, if you will. Chatting helped pass the time, as I'd once again forgotten my reading glasses, so my cell phone was basically useless. Happens, I guess. As for what I got, I snagged 4 of the 5 records I wanted. Seems the store didn't get Omega Wave by Forbidden, so I didn't buy that one, but it is an RSD first release, so I'm not worried about getting it later. But I did get 2 other titles that I didn't talk about in my top picks video back in March, so I'm including those here as well. Out of the 6 records, 4 are RSD exclusive releases. Anyways, with that, let's get to what I bought for both rock and metal albums for Record Store Day. Starting things off with the Ramones, this is the 1975 Sire Demos. It is an RSD exclusive release limited to 6,000 copies. There were 3 copies at my store. So I hadn't bought a Ramones record for RSD since that box set I picked up, but I do prefer the early material, especially the first album, and this collection of demos from that album session was enough to re-spark my interest in getting another Ramones RSD release. Also, we should check out the hype sticker here. Celebrating 50 years of the Ramones, formed in 1974, the 1975 demos that got them signed to Sire, now available for the first time on vinyl, featuring early versions of I Wanna Be Your Boyfriend, Chainsaw, and 53rd and 3rd, pressed on black, splattered, clear vinyl. So let's get a look at that vinyl. Why not? Let's get the plastic off while we're at it. But we got a definite clear there. Pretty cool. Love the black and white theme. The Ramones definitely had that sort of black and white thing going on in their early days. Always loved that. Pretty cool. See if there are any other extras inside. Nope. Just black. Black inside. Pretty cool. Cost for this one at my store was $28 without tax. Next up is Witchfinder General with Death Penalty. This is an RSD first release, limited to 950 copies. There were 2 copies at my store. So as I mentioned in the top picks video, I wanted to grab this one because of the 2 bonus tracks. Though I'll likely track down an OG copy of this record as well one day. But realistically, this is a great album too. Classic new wave of British heavy metal here. Of course, we have 2 live tracks, as I mentioned, as bonus tracks, Free Country and Death Penalty. Pretty excited about that. It kind of made it worth buying because of the 2 bonus tracks. Maybe for some it isn't. I don't know. Or if you don't have the album, you can't find it, whatever. You know, reissues are always kind of a good deal in that regard. Anyways, let's get the plastic off this thing. There is a gatefold. Nice. With the artwork there for you. A little bit of Joanne Latham there. Some people might know Joanne Latham. She was a model. She was a nudie model of sorts. She was in some of the tabloids in Britain. She also was in Playboy and Penthouse and all of that. She is on Death Penalty's cover. She's also on Friends of Hell, the next album, which I have an OG copy of back there. So, pretty fun. Like, they just reproduced the artwork for the gatefold. That's fun. Anyways, let's check out the vinyl. It is a nice red there for you. And so it's on Heavy Metal Records. So there you are. Pretty cool. No hype sticker on that one, so there's nothing to read. Anyways, cost for this one at my store was $31 without tax. Next up is Eric Carr from Kiss with Unfinished Business, the Deluxe Edition box set. This is an RSD exclusive release limited to 5,000 copies. And there was 1 copy at my store. Basically this one. Anyways, this was released in its regular edition back in 2011 with 5 less tracks, no poster, and certainly no light-up eyes on the cover, which, by the way, this does after you plug it into power via USB to charge it. So that's kind of fun. Kind of an interesting idea. I would have liked to have seen that on the Creatures of the Night reissue from Kiss, the anniversary one that came out somewhat recently. That would have been kind of a cool idea, but we've got it here, so why not? Anyways, the hype sticker on this one, I'll read that for you. Former drummer of Kiss, special Eric Carr flashing light effect. You had to push the eyes on the cover. Box set includes 5 never before released bonus demo tracks, new comic book style 12x24 poster, and printed inner sleeves with rare photos and liner notes. Let's get this open. Yep, I think I got that. There we go. Alrighty. So, there's no artwork here, interestingly enough. It would have been a good opportunity for artwork right there, but we do have the record inside. Let's get that out. Looks much the same. There's the back for you. They didn't skimp on the cover art, jokingly. I think all the art was really inside here. There you go. Record, is that record 2? I'll show you that first. Why not? And the artwork there. And record 1 with Eric on the reverse. These are colored vinyl as well, as the hype sticker showed. This looks like the blue version. Lots of static holding the record in. I'll be moving these to inner sleeves, good ones, soon enough. There you go. And this one should be yellow. Basically, Creatures of the Night colors. This is really sticking. Wow. Yeah, we'll be cleaning these, anti-static, all of that, putting them in good sleeves. There we go. Oh my God. That was a struggle. There you go. Yellow. And there you go. And I guess, I don't know where this actually charges, interestingly enough. We'll have to look at that later. Yeah. Let's look at the poster, though. We got a poster here. Got a cool poster. It got a pop art kind of feel to it. Would have fit in the early 80s pretty well when Eric joined the band. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, I guess there should be somewhere to charge this thing. Ah, you know where it is? It's right there. There's your USB ports. Anyways, cost for this one at my store was $45 without tax. Next up is Vood with The Wake. This is an RSD first release limited to 1,000 copies. This was the only copy at my store. So I'm definitely getting more into a period of this band that I hadn't explored when the albums were new. Notably everything after Angel Rapper before the last couple records. So I bought this album to facilitate that a bit further. And we'll check out the hype sticker here. It reads, number 8 on Rolling Stone's Best Metal Albums of 2018. Voivod recaptured their proggy 80s glory on The Wake, a diverse, wildly elaborate set that stands with the best of its early classics. Rolling Stone. All right, let's open her up. Running into a bunch of gatefolds here, I kind of noticed. Also with the next couple of records I'm going to talk about, which is always nice. That's a nice little detail here. There we go. So we definitely have a gatefold, full lyrics. Picture of the band there. Very nice. Check out the vinyl. Looks to be a nice orange and blue. That's a lovely combination. There you go. And just to be thorough, we'll check out record 2 here as well. Look, much the same. How about that? There you go. And, oh, that's right. There is an etching, the Voivod logo there. How well you can see that. Hopefully you can see it to some degree. Very cool. So yeah, cost for this one at my store was $44 without tax. Next up is Cheech and Chong with the Up in Smoke soundtrack. This is an RSD exclusive release limited to 5,000 copies. There were 3 copies at my store. So the funny thing here is that I'm not a pot guy at all. In fact, I really don't do drugs. I probably haven't smoked a joint in over 30 years, I think. I'd really have to think back to that. Mostly the 80s, and never really bought my own. Very casual, very peripheral at best kind of relationship with that. But I always found early Cheech and Chong really funny, and I do have a deep fondness and nostalgia for their first movie, for which this is the soundtrack. So that's why I bought it. Cool pics from the film itself, full credits, and they do earache my eye on this, of course. Probably one of the best songs ever. I do want to read the hype sticker before I open it. I just caught myself there. No seeds, no stems, loaded with hits. A limited 420 edition of the classic 1978 soundtrack on smokin' green vinyl. So let's get it open. As I said, another gatefold here, I can already see. I do think this is Cheech and Chong's best movie. I do like Nice Dreams. I like Next Movie. I like Things Are Tough All Over. The Korskin Brothers, I start to part ways at that point. But yeah, their early stuff is really great. There's Alice Bowie themselves, if you've seen the movie. Pretty amazing. I love the pictures on the back. You got Sergeant Stadenko and all those folks in there. Very nice. Let's take a look at that vinyl. There you go. So I guess this is what smoking green vinyl looks like. It's actually just sort of a green with black marble. Actually kind of a cool look to it. There we go. On Warner Records. There you go. Very cool. So cost for this one at my store was $38 without tax. Next up is Motorhead with Remorse. No. It is an RC exclusive release limited to 2,100 copies. There was 1 copy at my store, and this is it. So you might remember from my top picks video that I wasn't quite sure if this compilation was in some way similar to its 1984 counterpart known as No Remorse. But the night before the RSD event, I found out that it's the same songs, but different versions of each, be they outtake, demo, or live. So the promo text was right in that it's a reimagining of the original comp. So I was definitely on board for that particular idea. Pretty cool. Let's read the hype sticker here. Limited edition double silver vinyl, a 40th anniversary reimagined redux of 1984's The Legendary compilation, No Remorse, nice typo, featuring previously unreleased rare and live tracks and new sleeve notes. So definitely a fresh idea that makes me want this record for sure. I mean, I love No Remorse. I've had it since 1984. I have the leather cover edition, the the limited edition one. Pretty cool stuff, but I like the concept a lot. I think more bands could do stuff like this and probably get away with it. Let's get it open. Look at the vinyl and whatever else is in here. Pretty bare bones with inserts and stuff with a lot of these releases, I notice. AR car, you get the Kiss, you get the poster and all that, but not a lot else with a lot of these. Anyways, looks like we've got a bit of liner notes here. I'll trust it's maybe a story about Motorhead or the making of this album or whatever. Classic lineup. Definitely have Filthy Animal Taylor and Fast Eddie Clark and Lemmy, of course. Yep, and then later on, other iterations as well. Very, very cool. Yeah, play loud. Let's get a look at the vinyl. It is as advertised. Got that gray kind of marbled effect in it. There you go. I'm going to assume record 2 is exactly the same, but you know, let's look at it anyways. There you go. And there you go. Let's see if there's anything else. Nothing else, per usual. Anyways, cost for this one was $40 at my store without tax. So with tax, I spent a total of $230.93, which is about $50 more than last year. But it was a good list, especially compared to the last few years. Plus, I feel like I got more stuff that I was pretty excited about, so that helps when buying a rather expensive musical format. Surprised that the Eric Carr box set was only $45, even if it's mostly a double record set and a poster. Wasn't surprised that one of the Dio picture discs on the list was overpriced at $30 for only a few songs. Again, a Last in Line live album would have been much better. $50 for the Enslaved record was a bit much though. But other than that, the metal and hard rock selections were more or less reasonably priced, so that's good. Anyways, if you went to the RSD event, you should let me know what you got, what you missed out on, and what you are absolutely positively not gonna buy at all. Also, let me know how you're currently feeling about Record Store Day. I'm one of those people who really digs it, but I know some of you feel, shall we say, differently. Let me know that as well. In fact, let me know whatever seems relevant in the comments below. Of course, if you stumbled upon my channel on a search for Record Store Day and you're thinking, hey, who's this guy? Well, my name is Matt. This is the Accusation Network, where each and every week I do videos on metal vinyl collecting, but also classic and modern metal in general. If you've never subscribed to my channel before, I would definitely appreciate it if you did, but maybe also give this video a like and share the rest of my videos, including this one, with all your friends on social media. And of course, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.